اللهم صل على محمد و آل محمد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. السلام علیکم و رحمت الله و برکاته. آن کس که تو را شناخت جان را چه کند؟ فرزند و عیال و خانمان را چه کند؟ دیوانه کنی هر دو جهانش بخشی، دیوانه تو هر دو جهان را چه کند؟ صلوات علی محمد و آل محمد. اللهم صل علی محمد و آل محمد. As usual, we're thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us the chance and opportunity to be at Masjid Rasool on this Friday night. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your Jama'ah prayers, inshallah. I hope that everyone had a great Thanksgiving yesterday and enjoyed it with your family and friends around. With that being said, we will start off our program tonight with recitation of Quran as usual, followed by Farsi and English translations. On the second session, we have our brother Sayyid Mustafa Sadat, who is going to be reciting a munqabat for us. And towards the end, we will do the regular announcement, and we will have a Jaga Mudarris' speech. The title of his speech is The Continuation of Answering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's Call, inshallah. With that being said, if I can have everyone's attention, please. With that said, I ask Brother Abbas Mehriyar to come forward and recite verses 41 through 49 of Surah Mubarakeh Yunus. The Farsi translation will be recited by Brother Haji Yassine Amili, and the English translation will be recited by Sister Hawra Al-Ammara, inshallah, with the salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. وإن كذبوك فقل لي عملي ولكم عملكم أنتم بريئون مما أعمل وأنا بريء مما تعملون. ومنهم من يستمعون إليك أفأنت تسمع الصم ولو كانوا لا يعقلون. ومنهم من ينظر إليك أفأنت تهدي العمي ولو كانوا لا يبصرون. إن الله لا يظلم الناس شيئا ولكن الناس أنفسهم يظلمون. ويوم يحشرهم كأن لم يلبثوا إلا ساعة من النهار يتعارفون بينهم قد خسر الذين كذبوا بلقاء الله وما كانوا مهتدين. وإما نرينك بعض الذي نعدهم أو نتوفينك فإلينا مرجعهم ثم الله شهيد على ما يفعلون. ولكل أمة رسول فإذا جاء رسولهم قضي بينهم بالقسط وهم لا يظلمون. ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين. قل لا أملك لنفسي ضرا ولا نفعا إلا ما شاء الله. لكل أمة أجل إذا جاء أجلهم فلا يستأخرون ساعة ولا يستقدمون. صدق الله العلي العظيم.
أعوذ بالله من شر الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. اگر تو را دروغگو می‌خوانند بگو عمل من از آن من است و عمل شما از آن شما. شما از آنچه من میکنم بری هستید و من آنچه شما میکنید بری هستم. بعضی از آنها وانمود میکنند که به تو گوش میدهند، اما تو کران را شنوا نتوانی کرد، هرچند که نمیتوانند دریابند. و بین آنها بعضی هستند که به تو مینگرند، اما تو کور را هدایت توانی کرد، هرچند که نمیبینند. به درستی که خدا به هیچ رو به مردم ستم نخواهد کرد، ولیکن مردم به نفسهای خود ستم میکنند. و در روزی که خدا آنان را در محشر گرد خواهد آورد، به نظر خواهد رسید که جز ساعتی از روز درنگ نکردند. یک دیگر را خواهند شناخت و به تحقیق کسانی که دیدار با خدا را دروغ شمردند زیانکارند و هدایت نیافتند. یا انجام شدن قسمتی از عذاب را که با آنها وعده داده ایم به تو نشان می دهیم، یا تو را می میرانیم. در هر حال بازگشت آنها به سوی ماست و خدا به آنچه می کنند گواه است. و برای هر امتی رسول فرستاده شد. پس آنگاه که روز رستاخیز رسولانشان می آیند، کارها بین آنها از روی عدل داوری خواهد شد و بر آنها ستم نخواهد رفت. می گویند این وعده چه وقت عملی خواهد شد؟ اگر راست می گویید بگو من مالک سود و زیان خود نیستم، جز آنچه خدا می خواهد برای هر امتی مدت زمان مقرر است. هنگامی که مهلتشان به سر رسید نمی توانند ساعت آن را به تأخیر بیندازند و نه ساعتی جلو ببرند. صدق الله العلی العظیم. صلوات.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful. If they impugn you, say, my deeds belong to me and your deeds belong to you. You are absolved of what I do and I am absolved of what you do. There are some of them who prick up their ears at you, but can you make the deaf hear even if they do not exercise their reason? There are some of them who observe you, but can you guide the blind even if they do not see? Indeed, Allah does not wrong people in the least, rather it is people who wrong themselves. On the day He will gather them, it will be as if they had not remained in the world, except for an hour of the day, getting acquainted with one another. They are certainly losers who deny the encounter with Allah, and they are not guided. Whether we show you a part of what we promised them or take you away before that, in any case, their return will be to us, and Allah is witness to what they do. There is an apostle for every nation. So when their apostle comes, judgment is made between them with justice, and they are not wronged. They say, when will this promise be fulfilled? Should you be truthful? Say, I have no control over any benefit for myself, nor over any harm, except what Allah may wish. There is a time for every nation. When their time comes, they shall not defer it by a single hour, nor shall they advance it. JazakAllah al-Ali al-Azim.
With many, many thanks and appreciation to Brother Abbas Mehriyar, Haji Hussein Ahmedi, and Sister Haura Al-Ammara for recitation of Quran and Farsi and English translations. As I mentioned at the beginning of the program, we have one of our brothers, Said Mustafa Sadat, who is going to be doing a munqabat for us. I'll be announcing this in Farsi as well, and I'll ask him to come forward. از برادر ما جناب سید مصطفی سادات خواهش میکنیم تشریف بیارن و قطع منقبت را که در نظر گرفتن را به سمع شما برسانن. سرسلامتی سید مصطفی سادات و فامیل محترمشان صلوات غرای ختم بفرمایید عزیزان. اللهم صل علی محمد و آل محمد.
السلام علیکم و رحمت الله و برکاته. سید مصطفی سادات هستم، از نیوزلند خدمت شما آمدیم چند روزه برای ویزیت برای دوستا و فامیلا. امشب دیگه شکر خدا نصیب ما شد که خدمت شما باشیم و در خدمت شما انشالله. خداوند انشالله که به حق فاطمه الزهرا سلام الله علیها همه ما را عاقبت به خیر بگرداند. صلوات ختم کنید. بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. یا رحمان یا رحیم. ای به درماندگی پناه همه کرم توست عذرخواه همه. به طفیل همه قبولم کن ای خدای منو، خدای همه. خسرو از تو پناه می طلبد ای پناه منو، پناه همه. نم نم باران به نیزاران خوش است، رحمت حق بر گناهکاران خوش است. هزاران جان من بادا فدای حیدر کرار، با دور روضه مولا دل افگار می گردم. افتادم به بستر غم زار یا علی، هستم خراب و خسته و بیمار یا علی. اگر دست علی دست خدا نیست، چرا دست دیگر مشکل کشا نیست؟ صلوات. شکرت کنم خدایا، من عاشق حسینم، من عاشق حسینم. شکرت کنم خدایا، من عاشق حسینم، من عاشق حسینم. نه قدر هم نه دریا، من عاشق حسینم، من عاشق حسینم. بر این دلیل آدم توفیق تو برایا، چون گفت و بار الله من عاشق حسینم، من عاشق حسینم. دانی خلیل را از چی بشد گلستان، چون خواند این دعا را من عاشق حسینم، من عاشق حسینم. با اذن کردگارش از عشق او سخن گفت، در مد گفت عیسی من عاشق حسینم، من عاشق حسینم، من عاشق حسینم، من عاشق حسینم. در یک کتاب خطی دیدم نوشت و مجنون، افسانه بود و لیلا من عاشق حسینم، من عاشق حسینم، من عاشق حسینم، من عاشق حسینم. صلوات محمدی. همدن مقابل پسر ارشدت زدن، یعنی غرور گل پسرت را شکستن. بازو و سینه و کتف و سرت درد می کند، هر جا که بوس ازت پدرت را شکستند. ای مرغ عشق خانه حیدر کمی بپر، باور نمی کنم که پرت را شکستند. از طرز راه رفتن و قد الالیت احساس می کنم کمرت را شکستند. آب و ابر زخیم سرزد و مات خسوف شد، بیشک فروغ چشم ترت را شکستند. دندانه هایشان پر از خون تازه شد، اصلا بهید نیست سرت را شکستند. با بستر کبود و پر از لاله های سرخ
آینه های دور و برد را شکستند، از طرز را رفتن و قد لالیت احساس میکنم کمرت را شکستند. ابر زخیم سر زد و ماهت خسوف کرد، به شک فروغ چشم ترت را شکستند. دندانه هایشان پر از خون تازه شد، اصلا وحید نیست سرت را شکستند. با بستر کبود و پر از لاله های سرخ، آینه های دور و برد را شکستند. زان آتشه که بر شجر طیبه زدند، مشاشاز شاخه و برگ و پرد را شکستند. دریاب خستگان غمت را زاد ساد، ای دستگیر شاه و گدا یادی مدد. سرخیل رسول شافی روز عرصات، بنمود بر امت از کرم رای نجات. فرمود خدا جمله گناهانش بخشد، هر کس که برای من فرستد بلند صلوات.
خب احسن، ماشاءالله. با تشکر و سپاس فراوان از برادرمان جناب سید مصطفی سادات و از اجرای واقعا زیبا و قویشان. باز هم سرسلامتی خودشان و فامیل محترمشان صلوات محمد پسند ختم بفرمایید عزیزان. اللهم صل علی محمد و آل محمد. As our brother Said Mustafa Sadat mentioned, he lives in New Zealand and he is here to visit families and friends in the United States for a few days. I hope that he has a good time here while he is visiting all the family and friends, and I hope that you have a good time, sir. And thank you so much again for this very, very masterpiece that we all enjoyed it very much. Thank you so much. With that being said, our brother Musa Saib's niece, who just passed away recently, her name was Marzia Hemadi. She unfortunately passed at age of 17, which is very sad. Remembering your own marhumin, especially Sister Marzia Hemadi, please recite Surah Fatiha followed by Surah Ikhlas, starting with the Salawat ala Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa Ali Muhammad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-sirata al-mustaqim. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on this sister and shower her with his mercy, inshallah. With that being said, we will go over our regular announcements. Please see Brother Ziai Amili and Brother Said Razak if he is here, and pay your monthly donations. Hopefully everybody is up to date with those monthly donations. There's a lot of noises, my brothers and sisters. If I can have your attention, please. So hopefully everybody is up to date with those monthly pledges. And if you are not, for whatever reason, if you can bring it up to date, we would greatly appreciate it. I see a lot of new faces recently. Again, if you have been attending our programs here at Masjid al-Rasool, and if you can, please see Brother Zai Amiri, and if you can establish a monthly donations towards your masjid, that would be greatly appreciated. With that being said, our Taha Islamic Academy tomorrow will be closed for the Thanksgiving holiday, and we will resume, the classes will resume next week, inshallah. And I don't have anything else. We will listen to Ajaga Mudarris speech, inshallah. I forgot to check a recap of the last week. It was about fulfilling the promises and the contracts. Yes, the topic of tonight's speech is the continuation from previous week, answering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's call. Last week, Ajaga Mudaris covered that we have to fulfill our promises and what has been written on the contract. We have to honor that, even though if we have a contract with our enemies sometimes, even that, dot by dot or by every word that we have promised what we need to do on those treaties, we have to honor all of those. That's another way of answering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's call. Ajaga Mudaris will continue on the same topic tonight again. And now I welcome Ajaga Mudaris to member for the tonight's answering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's call with a salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. For the honor of our beloved Prophet, the last messenger of Allah, Prophet Muhammad and his immaculate progeny, his Ahlul Bayt and family, recite salawat ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Hastening return and reappearance of Imam of our time, Imam Sahib al-Asri wa Zaman, recite another salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. الحمد لله الذي جعل الحمد مفتاحا لذكره وسببا للمزيد من فضله ودليلا على آلائه وعظمته، ثم الصلاة والسلام على خير خلقه وحبيبه حافظ سره ومبلغ رسالاته حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. وعلى أهل بيت الطيبين الطاهرين الهداة المهديين، سيما بقية الله في السماوات والأراضين، واللعن الدائم على أعدائهم أعداء الله أجمعين من الآن إلى لقاء يوم الدين. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن الكريم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تتخذوا الذين اتخذوا دينكم هزوا ولعبا من الذين أوتوا الكتاب من قبلكم والكفار أولياء واتقوا الله إن كنتم مؤمنين صدق الله العلي العظيم. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala illuminate our heart by the light of Iman, guidance by the love of the Prophet and his family. And may Allah cleanse and purify our hearts from deviance, misguidance, hypocrisy, and corruption with the salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. The key word that I want you to remember from tonight is the key word of friendship. This command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this call of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 57. Allah addresses the believer, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu. O those of you who have faith, O believers, لا تتخذوا الذين اتخذوا دينكم هزوا ولعبا. This is one of those commands of Allah that Allah tells us what not to do. As we know, there are commands of Allah that we are responsible to act in a certain way. For example, أقم الصلاة, establish prayer, right? Or for example, well, Allah said, أوفوا بالعقود, fulfill your promises and your contracts. Here, the commands of Allah, the call of Allah is what we're not supposed to do. Is one of those negation, one of those forbidden and prohibited commands. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, do not take those who have taken your religion in ridicule and amusement. Do not choose friends who do not respect your religion. Those who make fun of your religion and those who are taking it as a la'ib, meaning a play, a game, is not a serious matter to them. And then Allah said, مِنَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ وَالْكُفَّارِ. Now, either these people could be followers of other scriptures, people of the book, other religions, or they could be disbelievers, non-believers. It doesn't make a difference. That if they are a kafir, a non-believer, or they are a people of the book, they believe in something. As long as they do not respect your religion, as long as they are making fun of your religion and your faith, then this person should not be as your awliya. It cannot be your ally, it cannot be your friend, it cannot be someone that you consider to be a close friend. Wattaqullah. And Allah said, be God conscious, fear Allah, have taqwa. In kuntum mu'mineen, if you should truly be believers. If you say that you have iman, this is one of the commandments of Allah. So, why this ayah was revealed, we have at the early years of Islam, there were two mushrik, two non-Muslim, two polytheists, by the name of Rufa'a and Suwaid. And they said that we are Muslim. But later on, it became clear that they are hypocrites. They don't believe, they just pretended that they become Muslims. And they were making fun of Islam and they were making fun of people who were doing salat. Although they pretended, or at least they said that they are Muslim, but in their action, they were making fun of the believers. And some Muslims, they still had this close contact with them. They would consider them friends. This ayah was revealed that now you have to reconsider your relationship with them. Not only these people, but anyone who fits this description. And that description is anyone who makes fun of your faith, ridicule your religion, your belief, or as I said, they take it as an amusement. This person They do not respect you and they do not respect your faith, and for that you should have this very formal connection with them. You cannot consider them awliya, as ally, as intimate and close friends. So here Allah tells us what kind of people we should have friendship with. For friends, selection of friends, it's important to know that we are in need of friendship, by the way. One thing that we should always be mindful of is that as human beings, we are always in need of finding people to associate with, to hang out with, to spend time with. Otherwise, if I'm alone all the time, if I have no friends, I am opening the door of a lot of trouble coming my way, from feeling alone and loneliness, from sadness, from feeling that there is no way that you can face challenges that sometimes need support. So for that reason, it's a necessity for us to have good friends, or at least be in the process of finding good friends. And when I say good friends, I'm not talking about perfect friends, by the way. There's narration of Imam Ali, I mentioned it, I hope you remember from a while ago. Imam Ali said there's someone who's weak and there's someone who's even weaker. The weak is the one who cannot make friends. That's a weakness. Meaning that you have to admit that this is dha'f and I have to work on it. And I know it, especially in the new generation, all due respect to my dear youngsters and the youth out there, I don't blame you. I blame pandemic and COVID, that it deprived you of so much. And on the top of that, we're living at the time of less human contact, a lot of social media, a lot of expectation. And sometimes this overexposure to so much information, that make it very difficult for people to find good friendships. Because in order to make friendship, to make friends and to create friendships, there are things that are called social cues. Meaning that these are things that you learn by observation of others. You just pay attention what people do and you model that, you follow that model. But once you're someone who lived 2-3 years in quarantine and isolation, and all the models of friendship we have are these fake ones that we have on entertainment and movies and all that, which is not real. A lot of these social cues are missed. So the result of that are people who sit next to each other, but they cannot talk to each other. Why? Because they seem awkward. They're weird. They're a bit very quirky to connect with. And it's not their fault in most cases. Because it's a process that usually, if you ask previous generation, they did not take a class in college how to make friends. In most cases, their parents did not push them aside or put them aside and said, you know what, my son, my daughter, let me teach you how to make friends. It wasn't the case. It was something that came very organically. They just learned. But nowadays, as I said, a lot of that is not being noticed because people don't have time to pay attention to that. I give an example. I remember my childhood. We go to the Masjid, we go to a program that there were people participating. You didn't have a choice. Even if the speaker was saying things that was not interesting or it was above your pay grade, you didn't know what they were talking about, the only choice you had was to play with your fingers and hands or to look around. There was no other choice. You could have, start imagining things, daydreaming, but that's it. But nowadays, that's not a choice. Why? Because the moment something does not interest me, something is not relevant to me, what I do? There's a universe of stuff that I can do. I can talk to someone, I can watch something, I can read something. And for that, I do not even have time for these boring stuff to watch other people. And that watching sometimes it teaches you a lot. Even when the way your dad talks to his friends, from the way they offer what we call them formalities. These are basic things that we learn by just observation. Why I'm saying all this? That Imam alayhi salam said weakness is that for you not being able to make friends. There is no magic spell out there to make friends. You learn how to make friends by, for example, among the things that you can pay attention to is, I need to listen. I cannot be the one always talking. I could have the most important Snapple fact in my pocket, but people don't care. Because sometimes we have a lot of things to say, but the only way you connect with people is to give them the chance to talk back. I never made friends by giving lectures, let's be clear. I never did. I'm a speaker, that's the part. As a teacher, as a muballigh, inshallah, my job is to preach and inshallah propagate the message of Allah. But that's not the moment that people make friends. Is the conversation after, when you talk to people after, when you listen to them, when there is the back and forth. So that is among the abilities that we need, is to make friendship. That weakness that we need to deal with is, number one, learn how to listen. And not to pretend, actually genuinely listen to people and show interest. Again, among the qualities is that if you want to make friends, it's important to have reasonable expectation. I've seen people, the first conversation they have, they list the things that they hate. I hate when people chew out loud. I hate when people do this. And people who are listening said, okay, this person is very picky. They're very, very high maintenance and it's very difficult to please them. So let me just have this conversation and move on. That's not being straightforward. That's not being honest. Is another skill that we need. That as, again, in order to make friendships, you need to understand how to present yourself. You cannot overwhelm people. You cannot just, start thinking the things that you don't like and have a list of demands from them. You need to give them a chance, prove yourself, and then as a result of that, there's a give and take. People tolerate some of your pet peeves and maybe bad habits, and you tolerate some of theirs, and that's how great friendships are created. So Imam alayhi salam said, the weak is the one who cannot make friends. But there's someone who is even weaker. The weaker is the one who cannot maintain friendships. They go through friends like they go through their pair of socks. They change quickly. They go from one to another to another. They cannot maintain connection with people. In other words, they take advantage of people. They use them, and that's not friendship. Friends help one another. Friends support one another, but if the moment it becomes that you're using people, then it's not anymore a friendship. It's what we call in the modern professional setting as what? Networking. That's what using is. But friendship is not about that. But there is a red line our deen tells us that you should have boundaries. There should be lines that you say and you mention that cannot be crossed. Otherwise, if you don't respect yourself, people do not respect you either. That's very critical. If you're someone that you are a yes man or a yes woman, again, yes man I think is just a coin, the term that is coined. If you're someone that you said, you know what, there's no boundary for me. I'm always yes. Always count me in. You let people to walk all over you. What you will have as a result are not friends. What you will have as a result are people who are counting on the fact that they can use you. Because you always give them the pass. You just explain to them or you send this message to them that, you know what, I have no boundaries, I have no values, I have nothing that is important to me. The truth is, and the fact of the matter is, most of the critical matters of our lives is not absolutes, meaning one way or another. There's always, the truth is in the details, in somewhere in the middle. Meaning that a good friendship is not about people who have no flexibility. And because I've seen people, so Sheikh Madar said you should have boundaries. You should have your own values. You should not let people walk all over you. That's true. But that doesn't mean you're not flexible. There are matters that you should be flexible. You cannot have so many boundaries. For some people, they have so many lines that people cannot cross. Right? You cannot do this, you cannot do this. That's not the point. There should be a core number of boundaries that they are prioritized. Otherwise, you become a very difficult person. You know what? You cannot talk about this, you cannot talk about my education. You cannot do this. You cannot joke with me. You cannot make fun. Because in friendship, as I said, things are not as black and white as we think it is. But the wisdom is to recognize where is too far. Where is that line that should not be crossed, and where can I be flexible? One of those things that Quran says is the call of Allah is, do not make friendship, do not make allies of people who do not respect your deen. Those who do not respect your faith. Because you cannot find something more sensitive, more important than somebody's belief. What more important is there? My connection with my Creator. My connection with the reason that I exist. What more important you can find? And if somebody does not respect you there, do you think they respect you and your family and your parents? They respect your culture? They respect your preferences? They don't respect your religion. Obviously, others not going to be an issue for them. So that's why Quran said, do not take them as awliya. There should be a moment you said, what? We're not friends. We are colleagues here, and that's it. But in order to take it to the next level, this is the minimum. The minimum is that you should be respectful. You should be respectful of my faith and my belief. This is what Quran says as one of those boundaries, one of those red lines that should not be crossed. But when we come to the teaching of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the words of his family, Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, they opened the subject a bit more for us. Let's be clear, dear parents, you need friends as well. It's not just about young people. You could be, mashallah, grandparents, but still you need friends. No one can say, I'm done. You know what? Friends is for my kids. Our deen pays so much importance to it that makes this friendship something called brotherhood in Islam. That our Prophet, when Muslim migrated from Mecca to Medina, said, you know, from now on, go. Find someone that you consider to be your brother. And then we're going to recite this brotherhood pact, ukhuwah. And we have these people who start pairing up. And Prophet himself, he paired up as a friend with Ali ibn Abi Talib. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. There is this pact that is important. You can be the strongest person on the face of earth, spiritually, mentally, and all that. But that does not, should in any way push you to the direction, right now you're doing good. Right now everything is working well. But down the road, there is no doubt that you will need support. Musa alayhi salam wanted to go to Fir'aun. When you look at Musa alayhi salam in his journey, he did a lot of his journey on his own. When he left Egypt, when he was being persecuted, he went alone. Because again, he is basically a fugitive. People are after him. So he's alone. That's the story that he eventually met with the daughters of Shu'aib alayhi salam. He helped them to get water from the well. They invited them to their house. Prophet Shu'aib offered them a job. Long story short, that's Musa alayhi salam. But eventually when Musa alayhi salam came back and Allah said, you know, now is the time for you to go to Fir'aun. Go talk to him. This guy that been after you from the moment you were a baby. This guy that wanted to kill you before your birth. Now go talk to him. And you know what? Talk to him gently. This maniac Fir'aun, go talk to him, but talk to him قولوا قولا لينا. Gently and softly talk to him. Maybe there is a hope for him to be guided. What Musa alayhi salam did, and this is Musa Kalimullah, the one who talks to Allah. He doesn't say, you know what, my iman is strong, I don't need anyone, Allah is with me. He said, Rabbi shrah li sadri. Habibi and brothers, at the end, I know you care about friendship, inshallah do it after my speech. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. This is the lecture relevant to them, alhamdulillah. They already practice it, they don't wait for me to finish. He said, Ya Allah, expand my chest, meaning increase my ability to endure hardship. It's a metaphor, not of course physical expansion of the chest. It refers when somebody's chest is expanded in Arabic language, it means now they can handle more when it comes to abuse, hardship, whatever that is coming their way. Now they have a higher level of endurance, Allah give it to them. Rabbi shrah li sadri. Whenever you feel that you are cornered, whenever you feel that your chest is tight, this is a good dua to make. Rabbi shrah li sadri. Especially when you deal with fools and ignorant people, that they make things, they make comments that is very difficult to tolerate, this is a good dua to make. Rabbi shrah li sadri. Wa yassir li amri. Oh Allah, make this task of me easy for me. Help me with it. وَاحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي. Remove any ties, any knots from my word, meaning make my communication, my words to be clear, to deliver your message well. وَاحْلُلْ عُقْدَةً مِّن لِسَانِي يَفْقَهُ. Help him to understand what I'm saying. He's making dua for those who are going to listen to the word of Musa alayhi salam, that Ya Allah help him to understand. I don't want him to misunderstand. I don't want him to be confused. And then وَاجْعَلْ لِي وَزِيرًا مِّنْ أَهْلِي. It doesn't finish there, it continues. So Ya Allah, make a wazir. Wazir meaning, wizr in Arabic, by the way, it means burden. Wizr is burden. Wazir is the one who carries your burden, helps you with your burden. Also, it means advisor. So wazir means I need a partner to help me to carry this difficult task and mission. But make this advisor, this help, this partner of mine to be someone that I know from my family. Who is that? He nominates someone himself. Harun akhi, my brother Harun. He's someone that I want. But I need to, because it's a mission that you gave it to me, I need your permission. And Allah approves. So Musa alayhi salam goes with his brother Harun. If Musa alayhi salam needs Harun with him, if our Prophet recite brotherhood pact with Ali ibn Abi Talib, and in so many cases, we see that Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam is there by his side. And the same is that Imam Ali says about Malik al-Ashtar. That Imam Ali said, Malik for me was the way I was for Prophet. So there are people in the life of even Ahlul Bayt. For Imam al-Hussein and for Imam al-Hassan, there's Imam al-Hussein like a brother. For Imam al-Hussein, there's Abu al-Fadl Abbas. You need to find that person. We need someone in our lives, and we cannot say, you know what, I don't need anyone. Sometimes these stubbornnesses, it gets to our head. I don't need anybody. I can't count on anyone. Everybody will stab you in the back. These nonsense that comes because of one failed attempt. Because of one bad example, you cannot shut down the whole thing. Because of one bad meal you have, you're not going to starve yourself to death. Because of one, God forbid, accident when you were driving, you're not going to stop driving. You learn from your mistake. And having good connections, good friends, is a necessity. So Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam gave us a description. So do you want a good friend? These are the type of qualities you should look into people. By the way, again, we're not talking about perfect people. It's not possible. We cannot find, so I need someone who never make mistake. Even Musa and his brother Harun, there are conflicts between them. When Musa goes to Mount Sinai, he asks his brother to succeed, to lead after him. But the Bani Israel, people of Musa alayhi salam, they start worshipping a golden calf. A man by the name of Samiri, a trickster, a sorcerer, confuses people, and these followers of Musa alayhi salam, that Musa alayhi salam perform miracles, save them from many calamities, they relapse. They start worshipping a golden calf. And when Musa alayhi salam comes back from Mount Sinai, he went to receive the scripture. And there's a test. He meant to be there for 30 nights. Allah extended as a test to 40 nights. So after 40 nights, when he come back, he says majority of people are worshiping golden calf. What does he do? He goes on to his brother. Quran says he hold on his brother by his beard as a sign of frustration. So brother, where have you been? What happened? I trusted you. Why this happened? So look, even between two prophets, there are moments. Moments of conflict, moment of frustration. But doesn't come to a point that's, you know what? We're not going to talk from now on anymore. Do you think that, again, your issues is bigger than that? So we have that Harun says to Musa alayhi salam, my brother, let go of me. I tried. They didn't listen to me. And I was concerned and fearful that if I would have pushed more, they would have been more divided. They would have turned against each other. He explained himself. So when he said, look for good friends, I'm not saying look for perfect friends. Sometimes our expectation of friendship is too much. That's why we don't keep friendships. Oh, you talk to other friends of ours? I don't talk to her. Why you talk to her? So, you don't like them. Why they should? No, the true friends don't talk. What? A lot of dramas. And now men, some of them start having these kind of dramas, which is very problematic. Nothing against sisters. Again, I'm not saying men don't have dramas. But usually, that was not an issue as prevalent as common. So what Imam as-Sadiq alayhi salam said, recite a salawat. Imam alayhi salam says, your friends are three types. Al-ikhwanu thalatha. There are three types of friends you have. فواحد كالغذاء الذي لا يحتاج إليه كل وقت فهو العاقل. The first one, the first companion, the first friend is like food. It's like nutrition, which is in need at all time. And that is a wise friend. Aqil friend, a wise friend. The one that does not controlled by their emotions, by their anger. Overall, their intellect, their reason, their aql dictates their words. That's the friends that you need. A friends who always, no matter what you do, they say, you know what, you're the best of the best of the best. That's not a wise friend. Sometimes a wise friend has to tell you, has to give you the hard pill to swallow. So you know what? The way you talk to your mom, I just listened to you. You have some issue with your family. And I listen to everything. I'm not judging you too fast. But from what I'm listening, you're in the fault. You're wrong. You have to apologize. If you look at me as a friend, that's what it is. Because sometimes a good food, a healthy food, is not the delicious one. A good friend, the wise friend, is like food. That's one. The second one, وَالثَّانِي فِي مَعْنَى الدَّاء. Second is like a disease, is like an illness. Some friends are like illness. Meaning, وَهُوَ الْأَحْمَقِ. That's a fool. That's a foolish friend. Meaning that sometimes, regardless of the causes, this pain is something that causes you inconvenience. And we have that sometimes an ignorant, a foolish friend tries to help you. They intend to help you, but they do more damage to you. That's also a type of friendship. والثالث في معنى الدواء. The third type of friends is a friend that is like medicine. It's like a cure. فهو اللبيب. And that is a friend that has lub. Lub in Arabic, it means the one with insight. Also in Arabic, lub means brain. Ulul albab are the possessors of intellect, Quran says. Al-labib is the one who is considered insightful and someone who has this lub. And when Allah wants to describe a believer, said a believer are the one who are ulul albab. A true mu'min, eventually they come to the point that they have this, they possess intellect. When Allah wants to talk about kuffar, what Allah says about them? They say they are the one, hawa. Af'idatum fi hawa. Said in their hearts, all it is desires. A mu'min in their soul, they carry intellect. And on the other hand, a non-mu'min and a non-believer is the one that what they carry is hawa, desires. Let's give you a criterion to be able to test it. A mu'min, when you say somebody has intellect, when somebody has brain, not, of course, we're not referring to the biological brain, we're talking about the spiritual. The one who has the wisdom, the one who has the intellect, insight. This person, because when you have something within, you are a stable person overall. Someone who's intellectual, they are not going with the flow. They're not chameleon to change colors. They have overall stability. On the other hand, a foolish person, af'idatun fi hawa, meaning their hearts is all desires, meaning one day they desire this, one day they desire that, one day they desire that. They do not have a stability. They're all over the place. One day they love you, one day they hate you, one day they cannot tolerate you, one day they're just obsessed with you. They don't have a stability. So that's the sign that we want to look at ourselves. The further we find a stability in our character, further we are carrying wisdom. The more unstable we are, the more we're all over the place, we cannot manage ourselves. It doesn't mean we don't experience emotions. We do. But overall, once you have the proper core, your emotion doesn't sway you all the time. You manage your emotion. You control them. Most of the time, you control them. You find that stability. So that's one quality. Look at these kind of friends. Of course, the first and the third one. A good friend is the one who's either like a food or nutrition, and that's a wise friend, or is like a medication, meaning that they help you with your illnesses. They make you a better person. They help you to deal with your troubles. And that's an insightful friend. That's a labib friend. The other narration also from Imam as-Sadiq alayhi salam, recite the salawat. Imam said, لا تسمى الرجل صديقا وسمه معرفة حتى تخبره بثلاث. Imam alayhi salam said, do not call somebody your friend. Do not upgrade, do not label your connection with them as friendship. Unless you are aware of three habit, behavior of them. Number one, حتى تغضبه فتنظر غضبه يخرجه من حق إلى باطل. The first one is that you look at them at the moment of anger when they get upset. And to see if they get angry, whether that anger makes them to leave falsehood or truth. Because sometimes people are angry. Because of the anger, they don't even do the right thing because they're angry. It means they abandon haqq and they get to batil and falsehood because of anger. Imam said that's one criterion. A good friend is somebody that their anger does not take them to that extreme. Sometimes people get angry, they don't talk to you. That's reasonable. They're upset. Sometimes people get angry, they say, you know what? I'm done with you for now. And they walk away. That's again understandable. Sometimes someone gets angry and says, you know what? I never liked you. I just pretended to like. And then they go for jugular. They start saying things. They use the secrets you told them against you. They start coming at you just for the intention of hurting you. That's somebody who abandoned the truth and now they're getting to falsehood. Imam said that's a test that this person is not your friend or should not be your friend. If anger makes them to lose the truth. Second one, what tusafir ma'ahu. If you want to call somebody a friend, travel with them. At the time of travel, you get to know people. Because usually in travel, you see somebody, they are taking the share of their responsibility or no, they're asking others to do their works for them. All the façades, all the pretending is going to be away. You see them for what they are. Again, as I said, don't say, oh, I saw them in travel, they were wearing pajamas. That's fine. People in travel, maybe they're comfortable, right? In travel, again, they are enjoying themselves. That's fine. You don't want them in travel to be exactly as the time they are with you. It means at the time of travel, there will be a lot of inconveniences because they're traveling. They're not going to sleep in their own bed. They're going to deal with people, who does not hold the end of their bargain. They're going to be tested. So that's another way to get to know someone as a friend, traveling. And the third one, وَتُخْبِرَهُ بِالدِّينَارِ وَالدِّرْهَمِ, money. When it comes to the money management. Meaning that, again, a good friend is not the one you say, you know what? Give me your credit card and the password and everything. I want to see if you're really my friend. If you want to test me with that, please don't even come near me. No, it means that a good friend sometimes is that when you need them financially, they'll help you if they can. So you know what? You need a cosigner. You can count me on. I don't have the money, but I can help you with this. You need this loan, you need this, qard, I'm here to help you. But the one who say, you know what? Never mix friendship with money. That's true. But the truth is, one of the benefits of friendship should be some financial support when it's needed. It should be last resort, right? Because you don't want to go borrow money and borrow from someone that you see them every single day. You know what happened? When you borrow money from someone that you see every single day, even if they yawn, you think, oh, they're yawning at me. They're indirectly saying, come and give me money. Even if they don't mean anything, you just take things differently. So you do it to yourself. But when there is last resort, there's no other way around it. Sometimes that's what life is. Life throws you things that is unpredictable. Imam says, one of the moments that you see the friendship, who is your Sadiq basically, is the moment of financial help when you need it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to be among those who hold on to good friends. There's a riwayah that the Prophet said, when someone dies, this is riwayah in Al-Kafi. Prophet said, قال رسول الله انظروا من تحادثون. Imam said, be mindful of whom you associate with, who you hang out with. فإنه ليس من أحد ينزل به الموت. Why? For when death approaches a person, إلا مثل له أصحابه إلى الله. When the death comes, their companions, their friend will be presented to them. Means when we die, we see our companions. Prophet said, we see our friends. إن كانوا خيارا فخيارا. وَإِنْ كَانُوا شِرَارًا فَشِرَارًا. If they were righteous, if they were good overall, they will see righteous companions. In this dunya, you were associating with good. Now, after death, you're going to associate with good. But if their companion were wicked, were wretched, were corrupt, then they will see wicked and wretched companion after death. وَلَيْسَ أَحَدٌ يَمُوتْ إِلَّا تَمَثَّلْتُ لَهُ عِنْدَ مَوْتِهِ. And then Prophet said, and no one dies except that their companions are shown to them at the time of their death. So it's important to choose wisely. Not that your friend should be perfect, not that your friend should be infallible, but overall, the minimum, as Quran says, should not be someone who make fun of your deen, who make fun of your religion. Imagine what kind of friendship is that you have to always defend your faith before them. You know, sometimes I've seen it, there's people that they're even not Muslim. I've seen it, that the time of Salat comes, and the non-Muslim guy said, you know what? I found this place, I think it's good for you to pray there. It's very private. I've seen non-Muslims who are accommodating for the Salat of the Muslim. And I've seen quote-unquote Muslim-born people, unfortunately. May Allah protect us from deviance and misguidance. That the time of Salat comes, and when a Muslim wants to pray, said, oh, now, yeah, we know you're a Muslim, leave us alone. We know that you pray. You don't have to show off. Rather than at least respecting, they make the one who wants to do their Salat feel guilty. Because all they want to do their Salat. So it's important to choose wisely who we associate ourselves with. Do not associate yourself with people that they inconvenience you all the time. You know, you say, you know what, I'm a strong person. No matter how much they make fun of me, I do my Salat. Why I have to expose myself to that pressure? You give them one chance. You know what, this time you did it, you didn't know. If you insult, if you disrespect, I take offense. I don't appreciate this. I want to be clear that I don't like this. If they got it, they got it. If they make the second one, you said, you know what? It's the second one. Maybe it was a genuine mistake. I give you another chance. But the third time, it means now it's not a mistake anymore. It's deliberate. And that's the moment you have to say what? Lakum dinukum. Go on. Go find people that you find pleasant to associate with. I don't want to. And that's the commands of Allah. Because psychological pressure sometimes is worse than physical pressure. I've seen people who remove their hijab, not, again, in most cases, people who end up losing their hijab wasn't because somebody said, you know what? I feel bullied because of my hijab. I feel targeted because of my hijab. I feel discriminated because of my hijab. That's some physical pressure. That's very, very small number compared with people who removed their hijab because they felt made fun of. They made fun of the color of their hijab. They made, oh, do you have hair under that? You don't feel, isn't it too hot under there? Insults. The psychological pressure sometimes does more damage than physical. And that's why Quran said it's important to choose your allies wisely, your awliya, your friends, your partners wisely. And the one who doesn't respect and make fun of your faith and religion should be the one that you remove them from the list of your companions and allies. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to associate with the top of the awliya, the top of the allies that we have should be the Prophet and his family, Ahlul Bayt, alayhimus salam, and after that, those who associate with our deen, those who practice their deen. And when we say they practice, it means they practice the akhlaq part of the deen as well. They do their salat, they do their wajib, but also their behavior, their ethics, their mannerism also is representative of our faith and our deen with the salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. دیشب چون برنامه نداشتیم برای مناسبت اکثرا در کنار فامیل بودن، فقط من یک جمله برای فارسی زبانا میگم. بازم یک روایت هست از پیامبر. روایت هم مربوط به همین موضوعی است که من در موردش صحبت کردم، که اشاره میکند به اهمیت دوستی و اهمیت کسانی که ما به عنوان یار، به عنوان ولی انتخاب میکنه. و روایتی است که گفتم از امام صادق علیه السلام هم نقل شده است، از پیامبر هم نقل شده است، که فرمود اختبروا اخوانکم بخصلتین فإن كانتا فيهم وإلا فاعزب ثم اعزب ثم اعزب. فرمود اگر میخواین دوست و یارتون رو بسنجین، در دو جا بسنجین. یک، محافظت علی الصلوات فی مواقیتها. یکی وقتی که چقدر اینا در نمازشون محافظت میکنن از نمازشون، وقت نماز که میرسه چقدر به نمازشون اعتبار میدن، اهمیت میدن. و کسی که به کلام با خدا، گفتگوی با خدا، یاد خدا اهمیت ندهد، چقدر فکر میکنیم به یاد ما، به دوستی ما، به همکلامی با ما اهمیت میدهد. دوم فرمود و بر الاخوان فی العسر والیسر. دومی ویژگی فقط این نیست که نمازخون باشد، نمازش مهم است، و دومی است که چقدر اهل نیکی کردن، دستگیری از دیگران است، چه در هنگام سختی و چه در هنگام آسانی. و کسی که دستگیر است، بعضیا کلاً حلال مشکلاتن، بعضیا ناراحت میشن، میگن آقا هر کس که درد دارد یاد ما میافتد، هر کس که مشکل دارد ما رو یادش میاد. من خیلی شنیدم میگه در خوشیاشون که به یاد ما نیستن، در خوشیاشون که ما خبر نداریم، به مشکلات که میرسه اولین نفر ما خبردار میشیم. فرمود این لطف خداوند است، وقتی که خداوند ما رو وسیله برآورده کردن حاجات کسی قرار بده. ابان ابن تغلبی که از اصحاب اهل بیت است، مشغول حج بود، داشت طواف میکرد. یک کسی اومد یک چیزی گفت، امام سوال کرد، گفت چه خبر است؟ گفت یک نفری کار دارد، کمک خواسته است. گفتم باشه من تمام شدم. حضرت فرمود نه برو جوابش بده. گفتم نه من وسط طواف هستم. فرمود آگاه باش که اگر تو حلی و گرهی باز کنی از کار یک مؤمنی، از کار یک بنده خدایی، در نزد خداوند از این طوافی که انجام میدی ارزش او، یا میفهمی حرف یا نمیفهمی. خیلی آسان است. یعنی این رو بیایم با هزار چیز، ما داریم قرآن میخوایم داخل مسجد، یک نفر بیرون باتری موتورش کار نمیده. آقا چه کسی میتواند مثلا بیاد باتری کنه؟ باشه ما انشالله سوره یاسین تمام بشه، یا فهمیدیم که بابا از طواف خانه خدا ارزش گره یک نفر باز کردن. حالا گره باز کردن، ما وقتی یک روایت میخوانیم بیاین مدل و گره رو فرق بدیم. اون زمان حالا مثلا گره کار یک نفری بود که مثلا فرض کنیم به نان شبش محتاج بود. حالا امروزه شاید اون نباشه، خداوند لطف کرده در جایی که ما زندگی می‌کنیم کسی شاید به نان شب محتاج نباشه، اما گره‌ای است که دنبال کار میگرده، کار نداره، دنبال کسی میگرده او رو ضمانت بکند، اعتبار بدهد. یک انسان ولو به یک تلفن زدن سعی بکنن مشکل یک نفر حل بکنن. و نکته آخرم این که اگر حداقل مشکلی باز نمی‌کنیم مواظب حرمت و آبرو باشیم. روایت از امام صادق، از امام باقر، از چند معصوم است که فرمود المؤمن اعظم حرمتا من الکعبه. چقدر برای یک مسلمان خانه خدا کعبه حرمت دارد، احترام دارد، چقدر. اگه یک نفر رو بگن نگاه ما تو رو رایگان مفته مجانی میبریم حج، ولی خدای نکرده که رسیدیم تو وقتی که خانه خدا رو دیدی مثلا برو فلان جای خانه خدا رو آلوده کن، کثیف کن. قبول میکنیم؟ آقا این کل سفر چند هزار دلار خرجش از ما میدیم. میگه با خانه خدا حرمت داره. روایت میگه احترام یک مؤمن از کعبه بالاتر است. بعد ما برای که 4 نفر بخندن، 4 نفر خوشحال بشن، مسخره میکنیم یک مؤمنه، آبروی یک نفر میریزیم. این قیمت بی‌آبرو کردن و حرمت یک مؤمن شکستن به قیمت خنداندنه. فلانی باشه بگن چه آدم خنده‌داری بود مثلا. یا میفهمیم این جملات رو که ای کاش من شخصا میگم بفهمم، یا ای که اینا رو میگیم و خوشحال میشیم و رد میشیم و روز قیامت هم شب اول قبرم از ما میپرسن که تو که میدانستی، تو که میفهمیدی و کردی. اوی که نمیدانست از نادان که نمیپرسن، میگه توانایی یاد گرفتن نداشت. ولی مایی که آمدیم و جمعه شب نشستیم، نماز خواندیم، عبادت کردیم، به این 2 نکته که یک، تا جایی که میتوانیم خدا رو شاکر باشیم اگر گره کسی رو باز میکنیم. هیچ وقت از این که ما مردم به ما رو میندازن خسته نشیم. ما روایت داریم امام حسین دست خودش رو یک جا بوسید. چرا دست خودش رو؟ از فهمون این دستی که قرار است دست نیازمند رو بگیرد، این دست رو خدا انتخاب کرده است. دست بابرکتی است که تو خیر یک نفر رو برسون. به طفل یاد بدیم بعضی وقتا صدقه میده، آقا این دستی که تو باش صدقه میدی ببوس که خداوند به توی توفیق رو داده است. حالا ما رو خدا توفیق بده گره یک نفر رو باز کنیم. بعضی وقتا گره ای است که گفتم فقط انسان گوش بکنن. تو از افغانستان زنگ میزنه میگه من قرض دارم، من گرفتارم. گفتم مواظب حرفا باشیم. شما فکر کنید اینجا درخت پیسه است؟ شما فکر کنید اینجا ما روی گنج نشستیم؟ حالا خدا لطف کرده است این نفر تو رو انتخاب کرده است، یا داری یا نداری، یا که نمیشناسی طرف رو. حداقلش این است قول معروف، به زیبایی به میگیم ببخشید من توانش رو ندارم، انشالله خدا مشکلت رو حل کنه. نه ای که دیگه گفتم با 4 تا توهین، با 4 تا بی احترامی او رو آزارم بدیم. میگه آقا خیلی ممکن است دروغ بگن، خیلی سوء استفاده میکنن. از کجا معلوم که این بنده خدا نیازمند نباشه؟ از کجا معلوم این شخص دروغگو باشه؟ اگر یقین داری که دروغ میگه بسم الله، سرزنش کو، بگو آقا تو نیازمندا رو بدنام کردی، یک کسی واقعا نیاز داره. اگر یقین نداریم 1 در 1000 ممکن است این شخص نیازمند باشه، با چه روی روز قیامت جواب میدیم؟ و دوم هم که گفتم این که حرمت و آبروی مؤمن رو، آبروی مسلمان رو حاضر نشیم با هیچی عوض کنیم. با هیچ. از نماز مستحبی خواندن، از نماز شب خواندن، از قرآن خواندن، مهمتر این است که انسان گناه نکند. چون اینا مستحبات دیگه، اینا ثوابی است. یک انسانی هم ثواب جمع کند باز با گناه اینها رو آتش بزنن، جز پشیمانی برای ما چیزی نخواهد داشت. یا لیتنا، یا روز قیامت مردم افسوس میخورن. یکی از افسوس‌های قیامت این است که چرا حسنات خودمون رو، نیکی‌های خودمون رو با گناه، با معصیت و نافرمانی خدا از بین بردیم. خدا نکند که ما دست خالی بشیم. خدا نکند که ما رو خداوند با نفس ما، با هوای نفس ما، با وسوسه نفس و شیطان خدا تنها بگذارد. خدایا عاقبت ما ختم به خیر بفرما. پروردگار فرج امام زمان ما برسان. روح اموات و گذشتگان ذوی الحقوق ما غریق رحمت و مغفرت بفرما. بالنبی و آل الفاتحه مع الصلوات. بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. الحمد لله رب العالمین الرحمن الرحیم ایاک نعبد و ایاک نستعین اهدنا الصراط المستقیم صراط غیر المغضوب. Inshallah, next week we will have Fatimiyya program. Will be on Friday and Saturday. So inshallah, we have 2-night program for Fatimiyya. Inshallah, everybody make sure to participate. Our program will start at the same time at 7 p.m. on Friday and inshallah on Saturday night. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to honor the Prophet and the family of the Prophet, especially his beloved daughter, Fatima al-Zahra, salamullahi alayha. Let's everybody stand up. We finish with ziyarah, inshallah. السلام عليك يا رسول الله يا نبي الله يا خير خلق الله يا خاتم النبيين. السلام عليك يا أمير المؤمنين ويا إمام المتقين علي بن أبي طالب. السلام عليك يا فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين. السلام عليكم أيها الحسن والحسين سبطي نبي الرحمة والسيدي شباب أهل الجنة أجمعين. السلام على علي بن الحسين زين العابدين. السلام على محمد بن علي الباقر. السلام على جعفر بن محمد الصادق. السلام على موسى بن جعفر الكاظم. السلام عليك يا علي بن موسى الرضا. السلام عليك يا محمد بن علي التقي الجواد. السلام عليك يا علي بن محمد الهادي النقي. السلام عليك يا حسن بن علي العسكري الزكي. السلام عليك يا صاحب الزمان يا خليفة الرحمن يا إمام الإنس والجان يا أبا صالح المهدي. عجل الله تعالى فرجك وسهل الله تعالى مخرجك وظهورك. السلام عليكم يا أهل بيت النبوة ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. صدق الله العلي العظيم وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطاهرين.